Okay, hello guys. Good day everyone. Back again with your retard villain, DCG player and grinding game enthusiast, Raven Reinhardt VTuber from Indonesia. Nice to know and good to see you all again. So, we are back again with Raven's Digimon card game corner, all about Digimon card game with Raven Reinhardt, and this time we are going to talk about the another burst mode of BT13 from the purple color. It's the Ravemon burst mode. Where's that card? Here, guys. We're gonna talk about Ravemon burst mode today. So, the Ravemon deck itself is a deck that has appeared from EX4, but it's really lacking in playstyle and evolution line. So it was not that playable back in EX4. Then in BT13, since it is the Digimon Savers themed boosters, we got a whole new evolution line along with a Tamer card and also along with the burst mode. And overall, I've been having fun playing this deck, but I would not say this deck is something out of a tier 1. I would say it's somewhere around tier 2, like, you can still bring it to tournaments, like your locals, and you can still have fun with it. This is a fun deck if you really like Ravemon. It's a very fun deck, but competitive-wise, there are lots of better options, but this could prove to be a challenge when you meet them in a tournament. Yeah, I mean, what can I say? A usual evolution line deck, like if you don't get a complete evolution line, the deck just don't work as how it's supposed to be. So the idea of the deck is resolving around Ravemon with the gimmick of deleting itself. Like, let's say Ravemon from EX4, at the end of attack, he deletes himself. But the Ravemon needs to have an evolution card with birds in its trait. Well, the whole evolution line are birds. And then play one Ravemon from your trash at the end of your opponent's turn without paying his memory cost. So basically you delete yourself, and at the end of your opponent's turn, the Ravemon appears again. So technically you are protected by any kind of removal your opponent might have prepared for you, and you still get a Mega on your board next turn. And on top of that, Ravemon and the whole evolution line has the on-deletion effect that are mostly triggered if it is deleted outside of battle. So if you delete it by its own effect, it triggers every damn thing in the deck. So like as for the Ravemon itself, when it's deleted, if your opponents have 8 or more cards in their hand, trashes 1 card, then if they have 7 or less, your opponent adds a top card of their security stack to their hand. So the idea of the deck is to like corrode your opponent's hand and kind of avoiding any kind of harm that might come to your level 6. The new Ravemon having the same gimmick, but at the end of their turn, like end of the turn, deleting this Digimon with this play Ravemon from your trash. Same shit from the EX4, but the on-deletion effect is you may play one Volcamon or Keenan from your hand or trash without paying its cost. One thing that I am quite disappointed is that you may play one Falcomon or Keenan. Like, I'm quite disappointed by that. This would have been a busted card had the wording been one Falcomon and Keenan, but sadly it's an or, so yeah. And if you guys noticed, at the end of your opponent's turn, the Ravemon comes alone on the board without any source, so you will not have any benefit by its own self-deletion effect. That's where the burst mode comes in. Like the burst mode itself, you can evolve for free by returning Keenan from your board to your hand. And when it digivolves, you can look at your opponent's hand, like you legit look at it and trash 1. Then, if your opponent has 7 or fewer cards in their hand, add top card, security, corrosion, and stuff. And when attacking, by returning 1 Digimon card from your opponent's trash to the bottom of their deck, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the same name as the card returned by this effect. What you want from burst mode is that so your new Ravemon that comes from the trash can actually do something, like it can evolve to Ravemon burst mode. And another combo is that after you evolve into burst mode, rather than letting it devolve back into the regular Ravemon and not receiving any benefits from it, you can just pop it with Ameno Ohabari, like by deleting one of your opponent's by deleting one of your Digimon in play, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with level less than or equal than the deleted Digimon, and you will be deleting level 7 or lower. And since you are deleting something with Ravemon in its name, you can play one Ravemon from your trash at the end of your opponent's turn without paying its memory cost. So that's a lot of pluses over there, and there will be more pluses if you have Analog Youth on board, since the Ravemon burst mode that you deleted would be having a Ravemon on its evolution source, thus would be activating Analog Youth all turns effect, and that is quite fire. Okay, so that's the general idea of the deck. So you kill yourself, do something to your opponent's hand, and go to town with it. And with that said, let's just restart from the start of a deck. First, we have the Digi-Egg. I'm bringing the usual classic Demi Meramon on deletion, draw 1, discard 1. Yeah, I think this is the bread and butter of a purple deck, especially if you need some drawer. And then let's go to the non-birds first. I choose Gabumon because Gabumon has the on-deletion effect of draw 2, discard 1. You would want cards in your trash, and you want to draw often in this deck because this deck is bricky as fuck. Okay, so we are going to the birds. Now we have the BT13 of Volcamon on play. One of your purple Digimon gains retaliation until the end of your opponent's turn. With the evolution source skill, on deletion, if it's deleted other than by battle, your opponent trashes 1 card from their hand. It looks quite, underwhelming, but the old Volcamon from EX4 has the exact same evolution source, so there is a consistency in that. And the EX4 Volcamon is a searcher. On play, you reveal top 3, add 1 purple card with Ravemon in its name or bird trait, and 1 Keenan Crier among them to your hand. So you open 3 and possibly add 2, which is quite nice. Next we go to the medium bird, the Peckmons. I bring 8 Peckmons, I only bring 8 level 4. The first one is from the BT13. It's a blocker with the exact evolution source skill as the Volcamon. And as you guys can already guess, the EX4 Peckmon has the exact same evolution source skill, but has the on-Digivolution effect. If you don't have Keenan Crier in play, you may play 1 in hand without paying its memory cost. And mind you, there is a Fixer Keenan Crier, so you can evolve for 2 cost and actually play a Fixer for free, and that's quite nice. So as you can see, there are already 4 cards with the exact same source effect, so you can already catch the idea where if Ravemon kills itself with the perfect evolution line, your opponent would possibly discard 2 to 3 cards from their hand. There was one time I was testing this deck, and my opponent started their turn with 3 cards in their hand. You are playing Digimon card game. In the middle of the game, you only had 3 cards left in your hand. That is quite a pickle, if you ask me. Next, we have Chromons as the level 5. I bring 8 of it. Both Chromons have, again, similar effects. The first one from the BT13, when attacking, if you have a Tamer in play, no color requirement, this Digimon may digivolve into Ravemon from your trash by paying its cost. And with the evolution source skill on deletion, deleted outside battle, You may play one level 4 or lower purple Digimon from a trash without paying its cost. So the selection is you can play Searcher, you can play something that gives retaliation, and you can play a blocker. That's quite an assortment of choices, if you ask me. And the second Chromon from the EX4 has the when attacking ability. If you have a purple, specifically purple tamer in play, you may digivolve this Digimon into Ravemon from your hand. So the new one evolves from trash without color requirement. The new one with color requirement evolves from the hand. With the evolution source skill, if this card was deleted other than by battle, same requirement whatsoever. Delete one of your opponent's level 5 or lower Digimon. It's a removal. It's quite nice actually. And mind you, if you brick, you can just drop Chromon and attack with it and evolve with Ravemon along the way. And then we have the new Ravemon that I have talked at the beginning of the video. End of your turn, kills itself and then comes back again. On deletion, plays Falcomon and Keenan. And then we have the old Ravemon. It's a jamming. You won't die from battle with this card. End of attack, kills itself, return later. On deletion, if your opponent has 8 or more cards, discard 1, 7 or less, corrodes the security. And we got the big burst mode over here. Amino Habari, I bring 2. I originally wanted to bring 3, but it bricks in my hand because ideally you would only play Amino Habari when you have Ravemon on your board. So if you only have like Chromon or Pekmon, this card is a brick as fuck. So yeah, I bring 3 of each Ravemons, like you would want lots of Mega. I originally only brought 2 Burst Mode and 3 Amino Habari, but I decided to switch it out and so far it works better. Next we have the Purple Memory Boost. At first I wanted to bring Mist Memory Boost, but Mist Memory Boost is more of a gamble since sometimes the thing that I want to be in my hand ends up being on the trash and I would not like that. This deck does not have any salvaging options whatsoever. So Purple Memory Boost is my bread and butter. I bring 3 of it for the Searcher and for the Plus Memory. We're gonna skip to Analog Youth first. We have 3 Analog Youth. It's a 2-cost White Tamer. Open 3, add 1, discard the rest. You would need Ravemon in your trash and Analog Youth is one of the way for it. It's a quick thinning, only 2 play cost, and with the Alternates effect, one of your level 5 or higher Digimon with evolution source deleted, you may suspend this tamer if you do gain 1 memory and hatch 1 Digiegg. And for me, this tamer complements the deck's playstyle very, very much, and it's a Searcher that complements the playstyle of the deck, so it's an automatic minimum 2 for me. I don't like bringing 4 because I don't know, I have bad experience with 4 analog youth, so I settle at 3. Lastly, we have the Keenan Crier of the deck. We have 6 of them, the 3 new one, 3 old one. The new one being 3 cost from the BT13 is it has the on-play effect. Your opponent may trash 1 tamer or option card from their hand. If they didn't, gain 1 memory and draw 1. This is quite a pickle of a card, like you drop it for 3 cost or for free if you go from Pekmon. Your opponent is required to discard an option or a tamer. If they decided not to, or they couldn't because they have none in their hand, you get 1 memory and draw 1. So effectively it's a 2-cost tamer that gives you draw 1. It's quite a busted card. And second effect, opponent's turn, when a Digimon is plagued by an effect, you may suspend this tamer to gain 1 memory. This is actually got quite a fire effect because it complements Ravemon's own effect, because Ravemon appears at the end of your opponent's turn. So if your opponent's forgot, like you have a fixer, and your opponent's like, oh, you're gonna have 3 memories anyway, so I'm just gonna give you 3. He's gonna give you 3. At the end of that turn, you are going to play the Ravemon from your trash, and you're gonna tap all the Keenans that you have to get plus memory. You're gonna start with 4 to 5 memories, which is quite nice. And even if you have a fixer, you're like, I'm gonna have 3 memories anyway, so why would I tap it? Look at it this way. If you have a fixer, you're gonna have 3 anyway. But by having fixer and let's say just 1 Keenan, your opponent is required to only stop at giving you 2 memories, because by tapping Keenan, you'll start at 3 and it would clash with the fixer, not giving any benefits whatsoever. But that means it kind of narrows down your opponent's movement. Like, let's say you have 2 Keenan on your board with 1 fixer. If your opponent give you more than 1, you are going to definitely start with more than 3. Like, you have to, your opponent give you 2. You can just tap 2 Keenans and start with 4. If the only way, if you have 2 Keenans, your opponent will have to give you 1, because tapping 2 Keenans would make you at 3, and you'll start at 3 anyway, so there won't be any difference. For me, this narrows down the opponent's movement a lot. And one thing that you need to know is when a Digimon is played by an effect. So if you are battling someone whose deck revolves around playing cards with effect, let's say something like Mastemon, whenever Mastemon plays something out of her own effect, you can just tap Keenan and tax her. Oh, you're calling by effect? Sure, I'm gonna tax you for 1 or 2 memory. This card actually shines more than I thought when I first slotted in. And lastly, we have the Fixer Keenan from EX4. If you have 2 or less memories, set your memory to 3. And alterns when your purple Digimon with Ravemon in its name or with Bird or Avian in one of its traits is deleted, which is the bread and butter of the deck, by suspending the stamina, draw 1. If that Digimon is deleted by an effect, which is most likely going to happen, gain 1 memory. So yeah, all of your acrobats give you +1 memory and possibly +1 draw. Like, there was one time I popped the burst mode with Amino Wahabari for 4 cost, and I decided to suspend 3 analog youth, gaining me 3 memories, and I actually remembered I have 2 Keenan fixers. That means I get another 2 memories and draw 2. So I paid 4, I got 5. I'm playing purple, but I feel like I'm playing green. So yeah. Well, that's for the composition of the deck, and this is the ratio that I decided to bring. Why do I only bring 8 level 4? Because I think the draw and search of the deck is quite okay, although not as consistent as some deck in the color that is called red. But it's quite okay, and it warrants you enough to bring only 8 level 4. Also because I bring analog youth, like, you can just search your ass out. So yeah, this is the ratio. That was how the deck is supposed to move. But yeah, overall, I honestly think this is not your I'm going to win a big tournament with this deck. No, this is not that kind of deck. This is the kind of a fun deck, competitive worthy, but first and foremost, it is a fun deck for you to bring to some tournaments with your friends, to the locals. And if you guys especially like Ravemon, then I can safely say this deck is already playable and competitive enough. Not a top tier one, but competitive enough to actually play. So I guess that's it for today's deck profile and breakdown. Do leave a comment if you have a different opinion about the deck, or you have your own opinion about the deck. Also, if you have any request for any other deck for me to cover, although before that, I think I'm going to cover Belvamon next, since it's quite a fun deck, like fun and actually powerful deck. I'm gonna cover Belvamon next. So as I was saying, don't forget to leave a comment and subscribe for more Digimon card game content. Especially, I do other content too, but I mainly focus on Digimon and DCG. So yeah, subscribes and likes are welcome. I guess that wraps it up for today's video. Raven Reinhardt signing out, and see you guys in the next video or next stream. Bye bye.